We never cut off.
One scrub occurred just 31 seconds to launch, when it was discovered that a fatigued technician had accidentally allowed 18,000 pounds of liquid oxygen to drain out of the external tank.
Had we launched 31 seconds later, we would have not had enough fuel to get to orbital velocity, and therefore Hoot Gibson, our commander, would have had to put down a fully loaded spacecraft in an emergency landing on a 10,000-foot runway in Dakar, Senegal, where the end of the runway drops straight off down a cliff into the Atlantic Ocean.
Columbia finally lifted off on January 12, 1986, for a 6-day mission. The Space Shuttle Challenger, with teacher Krista McAuliffe, was set to launch just 4 days after Columbia returned home.
I don't think any teacher has ever been more ready to have 2 lessons in my life. I've been preparing these since September, and I just hope everybody tunes in.
Krista McAuliffe was going to do this broadcast from space, this lesson from space. It was going to be go literally around the world and be taught to students all over.
Never before had 2 shuttle missions been scheduled to launch so close to each other. Weather and mechanical delays, however, pushed the Challenger launch back 6 days to January 28th. On that day, the temperature was a frigid 36 degrees, 15 degrees colder than any prior launch, and icicles could be seen forming on the launch pad. While the crew was having its pre-launch breakfast, engineers who had designed the solid rocket boosters were warning NASA that such temperatures could trigger a catastrophic failure in the booster's joint seals.
The technical decision in those matters has got to be not just analytical data, but it has to be common sense data. Like 1.5 foot long icicles on the launch pad, you look at the icicles and you say, no, what is this? What are we doing? And you don't go.
But the shuttle did launch, and with school children the world over watching on television,
I'll never forget that day.
the worst accident in the history of U.S. space exploration occurred 73 seconds later.
Exactly 1 week before Mandy was born.
The cause of the accident was blamed on a design flaw in the solid rocket boosters, and on NASA management for putting money and expediency ahead of safety.
Yep.
The Challenger tragedy grounded the space shuttle for the next 32 months. Columbia and the 2 remaining orbiters were transported back to their California manufacturing facility for more than 200 safety improvements and modifications.
As it should be.
There was a major redesign of the solid rocket boosters, and improvements were made to the shuttle's main engines. NASA also commissioned the building of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, which would make its maiden voyage in 1992.